We arrested the suspect on the corner of Milford and Rock for suspicion of burglary. He was standing on the baseball diamond wearing a brown worm costume made of, I would guess, fabric. We approached the suspect and asked where he'd been. The suspect was uncooperative and was wriggling around to simulate the movement of a worm. We informed the suspect that we were responding to a report of a burglary by a suspect matching his description. White male, approximately 5'10", brown facial hair, brown worm costume. At this time, the suspect became belligerent and accused my partner and I of profiling him for wearing a worm suit. We tried to calm the suspect, but he began rolling in the dirt as worms do. As he was rolling around, a sock filled with jewels fell out of his worm costume, and it was at this time that we took the suspect into custody. As we were driving the suspect back to the station, we spotted a second man in a similar worm costume hopping towards the main road. I stopped the car and approached the man in the second worm costume, but judged that he did not fit the description of the burglar. Upon turning around, I noted that my partner was now wearing a dirt cake worm costume of her own and grinning aggressively. I told my partner to take off the worm costume, and she responded not verbally, but by lunging for my weapon. My partner then drove off with the suspect, leaving me abandoned in the park. At this point, I tried to flag down several passing cars, but none stopped, and I noted that all of them were driven by worms. At this point, I decided to stay off the main road. I knew that the mayor's house was not far from where I was, and he had recently given me a commendation for my above-average police work, so I began walking in that direction. When I arrived at the mayor's residence, I saw the mayor outside and noted that he was holding a trowel. The mayor informed me that the worms were eating away at the roots of his prized flowers. He said he had been up all night killing worms in his garden. I was aghast. He asked me if I had seen any worms recently. A denial died on my tongue. He said that if I had seen any worms, I should tell him, because it was the mayor's responsibility to deal with worms in the appropriate manner. His grip tightened on the trowel. I backed away. He said he knew I was no friend to worms, that I would tell him if I had seen any. I stumbled and fell onto my back. The mayor said, "You've made a mistake coming here." He raised the trowel. I felt for my weapon, but the worms had taken it.